All right, so this week we are wrapping up our John Wick series, John Wick March, as we said, maybe, with the brand new John Wick Chapter 4. Some have been calling it one of the best, if not the best, action film of all time. It follows John Wick on his quest for revenge and inner peace, I think is what he's actually looking for, I think he is. We have some new characters, some old characters that are coming back. We have a lot to discuss, Zach, and we have a bit more space than usual to do so, actually.
Yes, as you can see, we have space here. But Hunter,
Yes.
is John Wick 4 good?
I see that you're playing to the camera.
I've been staring the camera dead on the whole
Let's
time.
find out, everybody.
Let's talk about this film. Do it.
Oh, sorry.
But is it good podcast? Yeah.
Hey,
Hi. Welcome.
do we need to turn off that air conditioning?
We can. It'll make it kind of hot.
Okay, we can leave it on. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to But Is It Good? Episode 100 and something.
105, Hunter.
No, it's not. It's 115, I think. I'm being serious.
115.
Something like that. I am your host, Hunter Callahan. Hello.
And I'm your host, Zach Olson. Hello.
We literally just finished rehearsal for my show next Saturday. You can see where we are. We were in our rehearsal space. It's a bit of a hot mess.
Oh, are we? Is this? I thought you said you weren't going to record the whole thing.
I'm not going to record the whole thing. I'm going to record at least up to the movie in a minute.
Oh, okay. I need to be actually. Okay.
Are you saying that you're not ready?
I wasn't ready to be on camera. I thought we were just recording that one little thing, and then we were going to record movie in a minute.
No.
Why would we record half the episode and then
It's not half the episode. It's like a fourth of the episode.
this thing won't tighten?
Anyway, yeah, thanks for listening. Housekeeping,
I've been ready.
Share stuff and follow us and, subscribe.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I feel like our listeners have gone up a little bit recently. We haven't actually done anything.
You feel like we have had steady. Let me give the statistics to our listeners. We've had steady growth over the past 6 months.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Sick. Good for us. Yeah, anything new? How's life? We're doing this in person. First time in a while. It's been nice.
Life is good. Athena's better, which is
Athena?
What?
Athena, wow.
What?
That was Athena Paradiso. Creature Comforts, right here in Athens, Georgia. Well, we're not in Athens, Georgia, but we're in Georgia.
Right here in Georgia.
Georgia.
What? Cheers. They're not a sponsor, but please.
We would love to be a sponsor.
Well, we wouldn't. We've gone through this like 3 times. We wouldn't be the sponsor.
We'd love to have a sponsor.
They would be sponsoring us.
How's Athena? Is she doing
Let me
good?
take a drink.
Also, we might have somebody join us for the podcast. If you see a knee over here, we might have somebody jump in. I'm not sure because he fell asleep during the movie, but we'll see.
Athena's good.
She's good. She's good. Good.
As good as this
As
beer,
good as the
or
beer?
or better.
Wow, she's better than the beer.
It's a good beer.
Well, sick.
No, she's well.
She's good.
She's doing well. How's Hollis?
Hollis is wonderful. He has a little boo-boo. He fell and scratched his nose.
Oh, like last night or this
No,
morning?
like this morning, yeah.
Damn.
But he's all right. He's good. Hannah is in Boston. with some friends, and so it's just me and him this weekend. And I'm over here at my parents' house. They're helping out, and I'm.
It's just me and him, and also my family.
Well, yesterday was me and him, and then I think I might take him to dinner tonight. But I'm playing tomorrow. My dad's playing with me, so we're gonna be over here for the evening, and then rehearsing for
The gun show?
The gun show. The show next Saturday, which Zach doubles as our manager. I don't know if anybody knew that. Zach's my band's manager.
I am in charge of merchandise sales. I am the one that booked them at the Grand Ole Opry. That show's going to happen in 2028.
2028. Perfect. Great. Good to know.
And any and all business inquiries go through me.
Go through Zach. But we're good. So, shall we do some first thoughts before I have a 25-minute video on my phone?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, Zach, first thoughts. We saw this together last night. We discussed it a little bit. What are your first thoughts? No spoilers, please. Please. Hey, please. No spoilers.
My hands are up. Look, the spoilers are in my pocket, okay?
Okay,
so just so you know, there's going to be no spoilers coming out.
All right.
In my honest opinion, everything that was good about the first three films is just elevated to such a level that this legitimately, I know, recency bias. We saw this last night. This is one of the best action films I've ever seen in my life. Like, everything was just so clean, so crisp. The story was really well done. You bring in new characters, you bring in old characters that continue to flesh out the world that has been done throughout movies 1, 2, and 3. But at the same time, this does feel like we will talk to the knee in a little bit.
Yes.
Because the knee has not seen the first three movies.
Yeah,
and so I would like to think that this movie is well enough like self-contained that like it doesn't necessarily necessitate that you've seen the first three. Obviously there's going to be some plot points like why is he so angry, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like a self-contained story. It's just I don't know, man. It was super well done. We'll talk about the oneer. The super long 4-minute,
oh my god, dude,
overhead shot with the dragon's breath. Oh, it was
amazing.
But honestly, like this movie blew me out of the water. I haven't had that much fun in the theater since we saw Everything Everywhere All at Once. So if that tells you anything,
that's a high bar, yeah. I would have to agree with a lot of that. For me, I'm not actually sure if this has surpassed the first one. The first one to me, I just don't know what it was that I just really loved it.
Okay.
It is a very, very, very close second. It might, on a rewatch, they're essentially tied in my book, if I can be honest. And maybe we'll just rank them at the end for fun. Huh? Maybe.
Whoa.
We're going to get wild and crazy. No, I loved it. I think it is a really interesting wrap up to the story, and I think that it works really well. It's not. It delivers on the promise of consequences. That is a very common theme throughout the films. The action is, of course, incredible. There's some shots, a shot in particular that is like one of the coolest, mind-blowing, like when you know how it's done is just an incredible feat of filmmaking. I loved it. I really thought it was phenomenal. It was a great capper to the story and to the series.
Yeah.
Easily better than 2 and 3 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Possibly better than 1. 2
and 3 are better than 1, so by proxy.
Well. Oh, there you go. So yes, I would say I really loved it. Is it my turn to do movie in a minute?
Yes, but first we have to call out. There's 2 things in the room with us.
Yes.
There's 3 things. There's the knee.
Can you pull up a stopwatch?
Yeah, I'll pull up a stopwatch. There's the knee. There is lactobacillus, which is in our beverage that we're drinking
tonight at the 40 watt.
And there are spoilers. So can you tell the people about spoilers?
Please, there are spoilers from henceforth, onward. Henseward. There will be spoilers. And what spoilers do, essentially, is they spoil the movie. That's what they do. And they'll ruin it for you. So if you don't want this movie to be spoiled, spoilt, then please turn off now, go see the film, and then come back, and then you can listen from here on out.
Okay, so I'm going to hit start, and then it's going to be done. Huh, okay. Just so you know,
Alright, cool.
just so you know where to look, so you're not like, where the
Sweet.
fuck is it?
Okay.
I mean, where the hoot?
Sorry.
Where
We're live on camera.
Where the boop?
Beep.
Beep.
Okay. I must do a movie in a minute.
We're live. Like this is. Are we
This is
on?
big broadcast.
Are we on Instagram Live right now?
We should do that sometime. That'd be fun.
We should. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
That'd be funny.
It doesn't require space on the phone or anything. It's just like out there in the webs.
No. I mean, we would not be fitting because we're landscape. We have to do it horizontal because it's Instagram. But
We'll just get close. The center of the casting couch. All right, it's time for movie in a minute. Just watch out for the stain. In John Wick. Are you ready? Do you need a minute?
I've cut that out. I'm not. Let's do it. John Wick Chapter 4
In 3,
in 1 minute.
2, 1, go.
All right, so we're starting off. So he's punching a thing. The king, Bar King's like, the king's back. Long live the king, whatever. John's back. He's back. Anyway, we're in the desert. He's tracking down the new elder because there's a new one. Shoots him in the head. Basically, this guy named the Marquis is had enough of John, so he's sent in to clean up the mess. They send people to the Continentals, and they blow them all up. Like the Continental gets destroyed. Sharon dies. Rest in peace. He was the best. And then John's just going on a rampage. He's trying to survive. He goes to Japan. That Continental gets destroyed. This blind guy, Kane, who knows John, he's after him because they have his daughter, so he's forced to go try and kill John. Anyway, rampages happen. They send everybody. The Marquis sends everybody to him. Challenges the Marquis to a duel, but it's actually John and Kane. John gets shot a few times, tricks the Marquis, shoots him in the head, so he's dead, and then John dies peacefully on the steps, and he goes back to see his wife who died. Oh, it's got a little bell.
Yeah, remember last week when I was like, what is that sound?
Oh, was that loud?
Yeah, it was really loud in my ears.
There you go. That is movie in a minute.
Movie in 1.
I'm going to turn off this camera now.
Okay. And transition.
Okay,
now
cool. Now we can
we're
just do audio.
Full audio
Full
format.
audio.
Hello, Nee.
Nee, we have a good friend of the podcast here.
This
Nee.
is the knee in the podcast.
Nee is here. This is Chase Callahan.
Chase Callahan, the older brother of the Callahan brothers.
Yes.
Yep.
He he did Airplane with us a while back.
I did do airplane with
Mhm.
y'all.
Yes, and Chase went with us to see John Wick 4 last night.
I did, and it was amazing.
Of the Callahan brothers, you were the most proficient with a drone,
Yeah,
That is true. That's factual.
I'm actually a
And-
drone pilot. Yeah,
and you often slapped the bass.
I often slap the bass.
He
Yes,
is known to slap a bass or two.
yes.
So if you have,
Do you
like
want a beer? We should have gotten him a beer.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
do you want
actually.
to? I'll go get you a beer right now.
I'm
right
fine.
now.
I'll pass.
Are you
Thank
going to do
but
whiskey
thank you
shots
to-
with us?
Huh?
Are you going to do a whiskey shot with us?
Whiskey shots?
Yeah.
I'll do whiskey shots with you.
All right, sick. So Chase has not seen any of the John Wick movies.
No, I skipped chapters 1, 2, and 3 and
And
went
you
straight
skipped
to 4.
half of 4.
Well, yeah.
Not half.
Not
Not like
half,
20
but-
minutes you fell asleep. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
skip that part for you.
Yeah. Skip that part.
But yeah, so we'll be curious to have him in and just kind of see what you thought. But let's, I'm on the diving board. There's a pool outside.
We've already done the spoiler thing because you gave your minute
No, but now I'm diving in
to the spoilers pool.
to the spoilers. Yes.
Spoilers
Sploosh.
pool.
Spoilers
Sploosh.
Sploosh.
Mm-hmm.
Sploosh. Okay.
It's like we need a chlorine tab or something because there's too many. It's infested with spoilers. This pool.
We got to clean it out.
Yeah.
My dad probably has some.
One of those like automated like
Yeah.
vacuum things.
Yeah.
you know?
Max. I call him Max.
Yeah,
Do you?
it's the little robot that cleans the pool.
Little
It's
pool,
Max.
pool
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max. Mm-hmm.
Sick, nasty man. So let's talk John Wick.
Okay.
The awkward silence.
Is that
All right, everybody. Thanks for
It's
All right.
let's talk about John Wick. Cricket.
There's a
cricket,
lot
I'm
of
trying to think about where to
places.
start.
There's a lot of places we can begin.
Yeah.
I want to say that the opening sounds,
Oh, dude, this sound was massive.
the opening punches where he's punching the like board.
Our legs are touching. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're just
Sorry.
we're just a couple of dudes touching knees.
It's on the casting
know.
couch.
Yeah,
On the casting couch.
touching knees on the casting couch.
All right, here we go.
That's what's allowed to touch. Okay, is like knees and legs.
All right, we've got
The opening.
We're treading lightly here. We got to walk in a line.
The opening sound. It was so loud.
Huge, yeah.
It was loud, very powerful. The Bowery King comes in, and I'll be honest, and you said this last night. It's interesting that they brought Laurence Fishburne back for that small of a role.
Yeah, he was barely in it. So Chase doesn't know this. He was in 3 and 2. Was he in 2? Yes. No.
No. Yes.
He was.
Yeah,
in 2.
because he gives him the gun.
Yeah. So Laurence Fishburne was in 2 and 3. And in 3, I'm sorry, but he gets killed. He should be dead.
No, he gets cut 7 times.
I know that, but it looks like he dies.
7 bullets, 7 cuts.
I know. And his scars have healed very nicely. They're barely noticeable. That's my only complaint, really. But I just wonder if, like, I mean, I know that John needed a way to navigate the world safely. And that's kind of through his network to an extent.
Yeah, I do wonder how, like, the Bowery King is the king of New York, like the king of the underground New York.
Well, he does mention later in the film, it's towards the end actually, where he's like, you're a long way from home, and he's like, I'm branching out, and because they're in Paris.
Yeah, but how does he like have connections and
Yeah.
and like a network, and like how does he know where to go and like how to drive the boat? They don't have sewer boats in New York, do they?
They have a river.
Okay, but okay, they have a river.
Is it a boat, not a boat? You can drive a boat in the river. It's the same thing, is it not?
Yeah, it is. It is. But his whole thing is like underground stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like in the tunnels.
Yeah, but that whole introduction scene is because we actually never see a title, do we? Do we get a title card at all? I can't remember. I thought that was like a cold open. It's because
I think the whole movie's a cold open, and then when the credits drop, that's when it says John Wick 4.
Wow, that's a long cold open.
Mm-hmm.
3 hours worth.
2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah, and Chase, sorry, you can just jump in whenever you want. I know we're gonna just talk about stuff that you might not understand because
It's all good.
You haven't seen the other movies.
Nope, I just seen 4.
But Demi cuts to him on the horse. So why do you think? Do you think they just couldn't get the actor back to play the elder, and they're just like, let's just make him a new one?
I mean, it makes sense narratively to have it be a different person because he's saying, just like the elder before me, I took his place. If you kill me, someone's going to take my place.
Well, no, I appreciate that they made it part of the story. I just wonder if that's how they were like. I wonder if originally it was supposed to be like the elder, but then he couldn't do it. So let's just make him a new one. I'm thinking out loud. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's possible.
But yeah, we get him on horseback again. John Wick's riding a horse again. He likes riding horses. Usually he rides them in New York City.
Well, he's ridden one horse.
One.
And then the second one in this movie.
But I appreciate that in this movie, off the bat, you get the sense that this dude's just, I'm so sorry. That was my computer. I'm so sorry.
You get the sense?
We get the sense that he's just angry, man.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, I don't mean
yeah.
You shit. Listen, I'm telling you, like.
How much dialogue does he have? It's not much.
Not much. And does he ever say a sentence normally?
Oh, no, he never has. He's never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have much dialogue, actually.
No, and he always says it like that.
I'll kill them all.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his strong suit is not speech. It's not. Ordering a coffee at Starbucks. It's not, it's killing, driving cars.
Did you hear about Pedro Pascal's Starbucks order recently that went viral?
No.
Sorry. He posted a picture, or somebody saw a picture of him, and he's holding a Starbucks cup, and you can see the label.
Yeah.
And it's like a Quattro Espresso. Like a Quattro Espresso.
Quattro Espresso?
Quattro Espresso. He's got like 4 shots of espresso there.
I feel like a normal venti latte has 3, so he's just getting an extra one.
Chase, what's your famous Starbucks order?
So when I go to Starbucks, I get a thing called a double chocolate chip frappuccino.
Yeah.
Double chocolate chip frappuccino?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's got 2 chips in there.
2 chocolate chips? That's more
Well,
than...
that's
more
what it's
than
called,
one.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more than one.
I am a big fan of they aren't Starbucks, not a sponsor.
Would love to have you as a sponsor.
That'd be awesome. I'm a big fan of the oat milk shaken espressos. There's like the brown sugar one, and there's a couple other flavors. They're good. I'll say it. I'll admit it. Hand up towards the sky.
Yeah.
They taste good in my mouth.
Anyway, yeah, no, he doesn't talk a lot in this movie.
And
Yes.
even though I haven't seen 1, 2, and 3, does he have much dialogue in those, or is
He
it
has more in-
or is it
I
about
would
the
say
same? Or is it
one.
about the same as 4? Or?
I think in John Wick 1, he doesn't have much dialogue in John Wick
He doesn't
1.
have a lot of dialogue in any of them, but I feel like in John Wick 1, there are some scenes or some moments where he speaks a little normally, like when he sees Harry, he's like, "Oh, hey, Harry,"
Or
but-
Jimmy.
or Jimmy, you're like, "Hey, Jimmy."
Hey, Jimmy.
But like, that's why my only qualm with this movies, and it doesn't like detract because I kind of expect it now, is that he always does sort of say everything, like
Jack Nicholson.
yeah, I guess actually a little bit. That's funny. But no, because like in the first time, he's like, everyone keeps asking if I'm back, and I'm thinking, yeah,
I'm
I'm
back.
back. That's a little more natural, but now he's like, and I'm going to kill you.
You know what something about our theater visit. So we didn't go to NCG.
Oh, you finally said the name.
Oh shit. NCG sucks. We
went-
didn't go to that theater. We went to a Regal theater.
we went to
Yeah.
Ashley Park.
Yeah,
yeah,
Georgian. The Regal
Georgian.
Georgian, yeah.
I hate that movie quote commercial where they
Oh,
walk
yeah.
in.
And they all talk in movie quotes.
Yeah, it's just nothing but like, "Hey, you guys." And it's like, you can't sit here. So you're saying there's a chance? No, she just said
doesn't
you
make any
can't. You
sense.
can't sit there.
Doesn't make any
None of
sense.
it lines up. It
So, in the defense of NCG, we went there on Wednesday to see a movie with my mom for her birthday, and it actually was a good experience. It was a smooth experience in the sense of like nothing went bad.
Okay.
I will say that the Regal last night, super nice seats, really small theater. I only had 4 rows. I was surprised with that.
Good audience.
Good audience.
Other than that guy that like crawled under his seat
Yeah, good
at
audience.
one point.
Good picture,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
sound.
Yeah,
Seriously good sound.
Yeah, really good
But
sound.
damn, man,
It
they
was
had
loud.
they had 25 minutes of like Regal commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like not even previews, but it was
Well,
like
it was about 10 minutes of Regal commercials,
I'm
and then
exaggerating a little bit.
most for previews, I think.
most
There
for previews.
was so many.
We had multiple Red Band trailers.
oh yeah, for what was it Evil Dead Rise or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That looks
Horrifying.
yeah. You missed it because you were looking
Yeah.
at your phone because you're always looking at your phone during movies.
Talking to Hannah.
Took
and
a
my mom.
cheese grater to someone's leg. Ugh.
Sounds awful.
And
We're
then
not gonna
there's
do the
a
movie.
there's a new vampire movie that Nick Cage is in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Renfield.
Yeah, Renfield.
Anyway, back to the movie.
That looked like half cringe. Like Nick Cage looks cringe. His vampire just, but then the other half looked really funny.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Am I boring you? He's yawning.
Alcohol makes me sleepy. Okay, movie. So we can just jump around. So he kills the elder.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just trying to burn stuff down. And something that's pointed out numerous times by Winston in this movie is that he doesn't really seem to be thinking about
Consequences.
the consequences or like what's his end game.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just burped into the microphone. So then we meet the Marquis,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is what's his name? Skarsgård. It's Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise. It's the guy-
Marquis
It's the guy who plays Pennywise.
Vincent de Grosmont.
de Grosmont. So his name is not Marquis. He's the Marquis.
He is the Marquis. Yeah.
And his job is to essentially snuff out John Wick and put it into it, basically at any means necessary. But he's taking it as a challenge to reestablish the order of the High Table. I would say.
To kill the idea of John
Kill
Wick,
the
to
idea.
kill the idea that somebody in the community can operate above the table without consequence.
Yes.
And so in order to kill that idea, anyone who's had any association with him is going to be punished. So it's
sought out.
it's like a more intense adjudicator.
Oh, because they send a harbinger, which is the guy with the beard,
Mm-hmm.
harbinger of death.
Yeah.
I got that reference. Yeah, and so anybody, any sort of place that he goes, anybody who tries to help him, it gets killed, and they obliterate the New York Continental.
Blow it up. They kill
Blow it up.
Charon.
Charon.
I wanted to say Sharon, but that's not it.
Which sucks, man, because Lance Reddick, I hoped that he would have a bigger part in this, but
Yeah.
he gets killed.
How odd is it that we hear the news of his passing, and then 1 week later we're literally watching his final moments on screen with Winston,
Yeah.
and then we see them talking about what he wanted on his gravestone and like all that stuff. That's eerie, you
Yeah.
know.
I don't know if you knew this, Chase, but Lance Reddick, the guy who played Charon,
The concierge that gets shot
The
like near the
concierge.
beginning.
Yeah.
but he died last week, actually, I think. In real life. Lance Reddick. Anyway, so so Winston is what is he? He says a line, so he's left alive. He's dead. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Winston is left alive, and the Marquis says, think about why that is. Why, you should be the one that died, not him. But think about why you were left alive, right?
And he's excommunicado.
Right. For the time being.
But he says something like, "You either, if he lives, he's either a coward or a something." I forgot what he said.
If you die, you're a martyr.
Yeah.
But if you live, you're either a coward or a turncoat.
Turncoat. That's what it was. But anyway, so this is all just establishing the Marquis' power. He's gonna stop at nothing, right? And he brings in a guy named Kane, who is blind.
Named what?
Kane.
Okay. Are you putting a G on the end?
Kane.
Okay, yeah, like Cain and Abel.
Yeah, Kane. and
Yeah,
Abel.
okay. I thought you were saying Kang, and I was like,
No,
we're not in the
It's
MCU.
not Marvel, no. Kane. Who the actor? What's he been in before?
Donnie Yen has been in.
So many things.
He was in Rogue One.
Okay,
Probably
yeah.
most
Oh, he was the
recently.
blind guy in Rogue One.
Yeah, he was also in a series. This is where I know him from, and when I saw Rogue One, I was like, oh, that's the guy from Ip Man. I don't know if you've seen Ip Man or if you've heard about
I
it,
haven't actually.
but it's like this super cool. He's basically like the leader of one of the like monasteries that teaches like advanced martial arts.
Okay.
And those movies are they're like westerns, but like
Martial arts.
and it's so cool. Like it's so fitting that he's in this film to me, because those movies remind me a lot of John Wick, where he's like this mythical character who does not lose a battle and can overcome like impossible odds. And it's a little different because he's not just like, I'm killing you because you killed my dog. I'm killing you because I'm sad. It's not that that's John Wick.
Yeah.
That's simplifying it too much. But he's like trying to like liberate a village or like something like that, right? But I don't know. They're just super cool films. Donnie Yen is great. He's like a martial arts like master in the film industry.
Yeah.
And he does a great job. It is interesting, though, because Donnie Yen is not blind, I don't think, but he's played two blind characters in recent years.
Well, let's talk about him for a bit, because I really loved
Kane.
Because it's said later in the film that he gave his eyes to the table.
Well, in the same way that dude gave
Yes,
the center of his
I
hand
understand.
to the table, in the same way that both the
And John gave his finger.
Harbinger also had his ring finger missing. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed
I
that.
didn't notice that.
Yeah, he was. Oh, you know what? You were looking at your phone, and I was like, "Who's gonna miss this?" I actually thought, because the Harbinger walks into the New York Continental and puts down his token, and he's missing his finger, and I was like, "Is John Wick wearing, like, is he in disguise?" Because he was missing his
Yeah.
ring finger, but I guess it's just assumed that he also gave his finger to the table.
But so Kane,
Yeah.
I think it was done super well as far as like, because when there's somebody who's blind in a film who's not played but played by a blind person, maybe I'm cynical, will automatically like watch them meticulously.
Have you seen Daredevil?
Like the one with Ben Affleck?
Mm.
Or you mean like the series?
The series that has
No.
the... Because he's blind.
I know that, like Matt Murdock. I know that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
I was just curious. I'm sorry.
I haven't
was
watched
trying
it. I haven't watched it.
to further the conversation.
What I'm saying is like,
staring at me, give me the side eye on the casting couch.
Is that
You
like
can't, you can't touch my knee anymore.
if you watch them, you know, like you can kind of see like if their eyes are cheating and that kind of stuff. And in this one, even when he's fighting, does a really really good job of like it really looks authentic and it works.
The sunglasses probably help that.
Yes, I'm sure. But like just the way his head moves and
Mm-hmm.
and I like he uses those doorbell things. Like he you can tell that he uses sound. You know,
Right.
I think it's really good.
Chase, what did you think about Kane?
He's a badass.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
Do you think, in its essence, like martial arts combat can be broken down to countering in these ways, like in a pattern?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, because he relies on sound, but when someone's up close, it's not like you can hear the wind moving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's moving in a particular way to counter everything that's coming at him.
Yeah.
You know what I
don't-
mean?
Yeah, because like in like close quarter combat, but also like even when he's like shooting, like he has precision.
Yeah. Well, that's a certain level.
I mean, I guess you have to kind of suspend some disbelief, I guess, to an extent for him.
That's not even where I have to suspend the most disbelief. Where I have to suspend the most disbelief in this film is the nightclub where you can see extras in the background dancing. They're like watching the murders happen, and they're still dancing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I did notice some of that.
The nightclub where all the water was, like right there.
Yeah,
that is
Rat-
such
Rat-
a cool.
They were fighting in
Ratman.
they were fighting in the water.
Ratman.
it looked just
I
like
don't
the
wanna-
Iceberg Lounge.
I don't want to skip over because there's so many cool set pieces. There's so many cool shots, and just there's a lot to talk about. Right? I do not want to skip over the Osaka Continental because
Oh,
that was
no,
that was
amazing.
awesome.
That's our first like big fight scene.
Yeah, well, that's where
Um,
we see Kane in action
Yes,
for the
that's when
first
we
time.
And we got
But the-
Scorpion too, right?
the-
It's the guy who plays Scorpion, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let me double check for you.
Fact checked for me, please, sir.
Do you want to talk about something? while I do
Okay, yeah.
that?
The Osaka Continental.
Yeah, it's Scorpion.
Okay, cool. So,
He was also the elder in Bullet Train.
I never saw Bullet Train.
Me neither.
We go to Japan, man, and we meet what's his name?
Shimazu Koji.
Koji.
He's the manager of the Osaka Continental.
Somebody who's a very open and self-professed friend of John Wick, and frankly, Kane has said that he was a friend of John Wick's too, and still is. Calls him brother.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds like all three of them were in a brotherhood of sorts
Yeah.
because Koji and Kane, like Koji's upset with Kane.
yeah, saying that basically he remembers a time when brotherhood was more important.
Mm-hmm.
But they have Kane's daughter, so you know. But you know, Koji's talking to his daughter, who is also the concierge, about like the dangers of having John Wick, and they're gonna come looking for him. And he's like, "We haven't done anything wrong." Coming to find out, John Wick's on the roof, and they're like having a drink and hanging out. So the Marquis sends his people, and that one dude who doesn't die to the very end, the guy in the gray suit. And this is our first big action sequence. There's a conflict at the Osaka Continental.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about it? Talk about it.
Okay.
We need.
They fight, and so the
They got bows and arrows. And
Marquis sends a like battalion of tan suit people, all bulletproof suits,
Yep.
Kevlar,
and they're very, very big
Assumedly-
people.
and then also goblin troops.
Goblin troops.
I mean, I don't know how else to explain them other than to say goblin. They're like stormtroopers that have goblin masks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They're fully armored and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
for like the
Yeah.
neck
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
joints.
Yeah.
You know, just like goblins would be back in the day.
Yep, of course.
And it's so cool, like the codes and stuff, because like Koji's walking through, and he's saying, "We have guests. Be ready to
Show them hospitality.
show them hospitality." And they're like, "Oh shit, let's get our fucking knives and bows."
Katanas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it's a cool, like 15-minute long sequence of just battle in the kitchen, battle up on the roof, battle in the museum area, you know. And
yeah, like the art gallery or whatever.
Lots of fight scenes.
Lots of fights.
I really love how you see. Sorry.
It becomes apparent very quickly in the art gallery. I'm like, okay, the action in this film is leveled up from John Wick 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like the choreography is great, the intensity, the comic relief, which we've talked about in the other films, where I mean he's fighting, and then all of a sudden he grabs nunchucks and just like whap 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 in the head like multiple times.
Well, see, that was like that felt good because it wasn't even like there's a couple of full-on jokes in the movie, but the comic relief was very organic, where it just like it was almost like we know that this is so ridiculous. Let's just lean into it for a second.
Like the Rat Man.
Like the Rat Man or the nunchucks, where he's just like and then I think it's Kane actually who treats a guy like a boxing thing. He's like
Yeah.
and he's just like looking around, you know, just nonchalant.
Kane powers up a punch at one point.
Oh yeah, he goes.
He whips his arm around a couple times.
I think I
and then
literally
hits him.
said that was a video game move.
Yeah,
It was literally a video game
well,
move.
it's interesting because I'm glad we originally planned to watch this movie and then record last night. I'm glad that I've had a little
1 a.m.
Yeah, at 1 a.m. I'm glad that we've had some time to digest the film, and I was able to read some interviews that Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski have done, and Chad talks about how much they owe to video games.
Oh yeah.
And so they leaned into that, and the punch is an example of that. We'll get there, and we'll talk about it in more depth, but the overhead one shot, that's like a video game. That's like, you know, I don't know if you've played there's a game called, I think it's called like Hotline Miami, where it's literally like overhead, and you're like going through rooms, and you're shooting people, and it's
That's
crazy.
I didn't know that.
And he talks about how, you know, they wanted to do it in a way that makes sense within the universe and makes sense, but they leaned into it, and it's super cool.
Well, all three of us here today are avid Mortal Kombat fans.
Mm-hmm.
We used to chase like Mortal Kombat Trilogy and the old one, and so those kind of moves were really fun to see, and
They're like super combo moves.
exactly, like it was full on like Mortal Kombat Tekken
Right.
kind of vibes. I thought that was really fun.
When we get to the bar or the club in Berlin, and Killa, I think is his name, Scott Adkins, the Rat Man,
Yeah,
and he is like super.
he's like Borracho.
thick. Yeah, he's
except not drunk.
Yeah, like
not
the,
drunk.
the drunken
Yeah,
the drunken stance. You know, he reminded me of. I was trying to think of the game, Soul Calibur 4.
yeah, dude, I love Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's a great game. That's a good game.
It is.
You like Soul Calibur, Chase?
I do. If I was playing that game, I often play as Valdo.
Okay.
Valdo. I remember Valdo. I was always Link on the GameCube because you know.
Okay.
it was,
Yeah. I remember I had
liked
it.
Yoshimitsu.
I had it.
Oh, that was Tekken. That was
Yeah.
Tekken.
I don't remember if it was for the PlayStation or if it was for the Xbox, but Yoda and Darth Vader
Yeah,
were on
that
it. I think that was
Xbox.
4.
Xbox. Yep.
There was one that had Heihachi on it too.
That was Tekken.
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
no,
yeah,
there
Soul
is-
Calibur was on.
yeah.
They did have.
Yeah.
Heihachi.
The character I liked the most though was like it was like this Dark Knight with a giant red
Yeah,
sword.
Had like the eye in the sword.
Yeah.
Nightmare. It was Nightmare.
Nightmare.
Yeah,
Nightmare.
That's pretty cool too.
Gosh. We're lame.
No, this is awesome.
You know, just in the next room is like my old tub of like old Dragon Ball Z action figures, and I had Gundam action figures and all that kind of
Are
stuff.
they still in the box? Did you play
They're-
with them or
I played with them.
If they are, they're
Yeah.
probably back there.
lame?
I was an idiot, and I played with them.
What
Played with my
a
toys.
dumb
I was
doofus,
a dumb
but
kid. Dumb. I'm a silly Willy. What can I say?
silly
I'm
Willy.
a silly Willy.
It's perfectly fine to have our inner nerds in us, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, Chase.
Yeah.
Chase is out there standing up for us. Okay, so I know there's a lot that we can't hit everything. So you want to go to the club?
Right now?
Yes.
Like pause and
Pause and go to the club and we'll come back. No. He sees Winston.
Winston
Says, hey, challenge him.
tries to get in
duel."
contact with him, and he's like, yeah, challenge him to a duel. And John's like, what do you get from this? And he's like,
the old ways.
yeah.
So a duel is I guess it's like a one-on-one. Sorry, knees are gonna touch again. One-on-one.
I said you couldn't
I'm
touch
sorry,
my knee
I'm
anymore.
sorry. I guess it's like to settle a dispute with the high table. You can challenge one to a gentleman's duel.
Right, but you need to be backed by one of the
family.
families of the high table, and you need to have their crest. So I couldn't, if I worked for the Rumarowski, I couldn't just be like, hey, dude in charge, I fucking challenge you to a duel, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you challenge him to a fucking duel, man.
That's right, man.
I couldn't do that, right? Because I don't have the crest.
But even if you did have the crest, the family has to
Endorse.
agree to do it. Did you get the vibes, either of you, that did it seem like the community was waiting for somebody to go after the table? I think I got yes and no. The family was like, you want to challenge them to it? And he's like, okay, we'll back you.
Well,
But then some of them are
because
like, hey, dude,
because
stop.
the table just came and killed the patriarch of the family.
that's true,
basically,
yeah.
they had just killed. I can't remember his name, but essentially,
Patuar or something like that.
John Wick goes there to see the leader of the family, and he's dead. You know,
He can't come see him because he's a dad.
he's dead.
He's
It's just,
dead.
Yeah.
Just put it anywhere, Dad. Actually, can I just have it? Sorry, we're getting the monitor. So
Yeah,
is he
baby
still asleep?
monitor.
Is he still asleep? Yeah. Sick. What happens next? He goes to the family, becomes part of the family again.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ratman.
Yeah, so that's when they
club.
go to the German club. What's his name? That's I am
I don't know.
Yorgos.
I don't know. He's got gold teeth.
Is it Yorgos?
I don't know. Here, it's fine.
How's he doing?
He's snoozing.
Good.
Keep talking. Let's do it. Alrighty.
Have fun.
Do you want to be on the podcast? You want to be on the podcast? Okay.
So
Anyway, yeah.
Scott Adkins is Killa with the gold teeth, and he's this blackjack dealer or poker dealer who's really, he gave me horrible vibes the whole time, the way he talks and the way he smiles
Just
with his
gross,
teeth. He's
yeah.
just gross, and
And John's been set up by what was the guy's name?
Yorgos. That's what I was
Klaus.
saying.
Klaus.
I'm Klaus.
I am Klaus.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, and you were like, I don't know, his name is Gold Teeth, Ratman.
I hate you.
Yeah, so Klaus takes him there, and then Kane shows up, and then the tracker, Mr. Nobody, who we didn't mention, it was at Osaka, who's been tracking John Wick for years and is waiting
He's
for
obsessed with him. Yeah.
he's waiting for the contract to go up to $50 million.
Hold on,
Never
real
gets
quick.
there.
Chase, have we said anything that you did not see?
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to wonder. Because you did fall asleep.
I did kind of nod off a little bit.
Well, you were out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how what you actually missed.
I mean, I don't think I missed that much of the movie.
I guess you
really.
wouldn't know because you missed it.
That's
No.
true.
Yeah.
That's
But
a
I
good
don't think I missed much.
Anyway, yeah. But you were awake for this scene, right? You were awake by the time they got to the Ratman,
Yes.
the crazy dude with the big teeth.
Yes.
Why do you call him Ratman? Because his teeth.
He
had
had rat teeth.
He had gold teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, the way he was, because
gold
he would
teeth.
speak and his two front teeth were always visible. That reminds me of a rat,
Yeah.
like not a mouse.
Is it a rat with wings?
What?
A rat with wings?
Mhm.
El Rata Alata. He's like Penguin.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to make everything about Batman.
I'm so glad because, we were reviewing the Suicide Squad, and I was like, "What are bats if not rats with wings?" And you were like, "What? That's so fucking stupid." And then we watch your precious Batman movie, and they bring it back up.
Did I really say that?
Yes, go back and listen to it. You're like, "That's so stupid. Bats and rats are not similar." You sounded just like that with that weird voice. I was like, "Okay, why don't you just take James Gunn in your mouth and just get out of my life."
I can't even do that. I can't even do that voice.
You're doing it right now. I can't even do that voice.
All right, back on topic.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Back to the Rat Man.
Yeah, so he's been set up. John's been set up because
Just hit myself in the face.
that's what you get. Because Kane is there waiting. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna buy a cookie cake and I'm gonna share it with Chase and Hope and Mike,
And not me.
and you're not gonna get any.
Can Hollis get
Aw.
some?
Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
Hunter gets no cake.
none.
No cake. Sorry, it's just more comfortable off my knees right
It's
here.
fine. Do we want to continue on?
Yes,
talking
sorry,
about the movie?
sorry. Zach's getting angry at me.
It's my secret.
You're always angry.
I'm always angry.
Okay,
We were
yeah,
at the
so-
grocery store today, and they just had too many. They were like restocking, and there were like 4 carts of things that they were restocking, and no one was there. And I was like, "Why are y'all blocking like 3 aisles? I can't get anywhere." And my dad was like, "Calm down." And I was like, "Oh God, I'm the old man."
You're the Hulk. Okay, yeah. So this scene. So who is it? Nobody shows up. Kane's there. John's there. They're all at a table
With Killa.
with Killa, and they all have guns drawn on each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Well, John doesn't have a gun.
John doesn't have a gun. You're right. But Kane has a gun pointed at Killa because Killa wants to kill John, but Kane needs to kill John. But then nobody shows up, and he has a gun towards John. Is it John? I think I don't know. It's the old-fashioned Texas standoff, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and then they play a round of 5 card draw, but Killa gets a 5 of a kind, which is not possible. So he cheated.
Mm.
He cheated, and then John throws a card at him. You might be thinking that's unrealistic
No, I believe it.
to
Like,
throw a
it's like
card
Gambit from X-Men.
and it cuts somebody. My cousin, we were like throwing cards, just like, oh, this is cool, we can throw cards. He threw one and it got stuck in my forehead, and I was bleeding, and like it was intense.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did it hurt?
Not until after the card came out. So when the card was in my head, we were both just like, and then once we pulled it out, yeah, it hurt.
Yeah. Chase, can you throw cards like that?
I cannot. I can
Because
only.
Chase is a card wizard.
I can only do magic with some cards, or maybe even card tricks with cards. So I don't throw
You should
cards.
learn to throw cards.
Not a card thrower.
I could go off on so many tangents about card tricks.
Go on
I'm
one.
not-
You get one.
Yeah,
One?
go on
Okay.
one. Go on one.
So I was at my
We're gonna go over today. It's
I was
okay.
I was at my off like the apartment like resident services office
Mhm.
because I needed to pick up a package, and for some reason I don't know if he's a resident or if they like hired him. I don't know what was going on, but there was a magician there,
Of course.
and one of the ladies that works there like signed a card, and he acted like he wasn't gonna do the trick, like it wasn't gonna work or something like that, and what is wrong? Look at my waveforms; they're bigger than yours.
That's true.
They're
that's
bigger
true.
than yours. I'm sure my voice is getting picked up.
Okay.
So rude.
I'm a
What
rude
if I just
person.
reach in your face and just
I'm a rude person.
mess up your
I
nose?
can't, my nose is beyond repair.
You're right. It
Yeah.
can't be messed up anymore.
I
I'd
know.
probably fix it. If I just like ripped it off, it'd be fixed.
It looked better than it does now. Continue.
He acted like he wasn't gonna do the trick, like it wasn't gonna work or something, and he was like walking out of her office, and then all of a sudden he turns around and like throws an entire deck of cards at her window because there was like a window, and the card that she signed got stuck like halfway in the window, and I was like, "How did you do that? Like what? How on earth?" It blew my mind.
What did he say?
I've seen that done before, but like I don't know how though. But I've seen that done before though, from various
The
magicians.
card went through the window, Chase.
It's called. The trick is called card
Wait, it
through.
was like inside the glass?
Yeah.
What?
the trick
Well,
is
the
the,
card
the,
It was like half on one side and half on the other.
the trick is either called card through window or card through glass. But I've seen it done before. But I don't know how it's done though.
Acted
Never
like he
ever
was gonna
never
leave.
never
and
ever
then-
never ever performed it before. So
That's nuts. That's awesome.
And then I think about like David Blaine like putting needles through himself. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think
They
so.
just like stick a needle through his bicep and then pull it out and there's no blood or anything because he goes between the atoms.
The veins or whatever.
Yeah, in the atoms and all that.
That could be a Blaine thing or either a Chris Angel thing.
Chris Angel's the mind freak.
Yep.
I've always been a David Blaine fan though because he
He's good.
swallows frogs and they don't die.
Oh,
You haven't seen him like
I haven't seen any of
you
this.
haven't seen the clips of like him. He's on. What show is Questlove on? Is it Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel?
No,
yeah.
Fallon.
Is it Fallon?
You're right. You're Fallon.
He's on Jimmy Kimmel. David Blaine is, and he's like, he just like burps and a frog comes out of his mouth, and Questlove's like, "What the fuck?"
I would be too. You're like, excuse me?
And then he swallows it again, and then goes off stage, and Questlove is like, "What is going on?"
That poor frog.
these are tricks that I don't do. So
Yeah. Anyway.
So that was my one.
So fight breaks out at the club,
Mhm.
and this is the first taste of getting Kane and John in action together, like for the same cause, if you will.
To an extent,
sort of.
because if you think about it, John just wants to kill what's his face. Kane is just trying to kill whoever's around him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yes.
So Kane is like in that room primarily. And John is
And
following
then nobody's there. too.
Killa. And we go into this club. Did you know that during the filming, they had to film those scenes over the course of 9 days? You know, filming
I do.
it can take weeks to get one little sequence or whatever. When the water was going in the club, 45,000 gallons of water a minute.
A minute.
Yeah,
Wow. That's a lot.
what I read in an interview. I sent you the interview. Did you read it?
No, we were having rehearsal.
Oh yeah, it's music bullshit.
Anyway, what do you think, Chase? I want to hear your take on this scene, on the club scene, in depth.
was-
Give me a 2-page paper on it.
an in-depth paper on it.
Yeah,
Uh,
right now, live.
live. Okay.
That beer had a really high alcohol content.
the
I had one beer and I'm like tipsy.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a lightweight. Go on.
4.5%.
That's small.
so
isn't
the
it?
water
That's very low.
so the water fight scene.
Yeah, the club.
The club. Yeah.
The club.
It was pretty good. I mean, it was a good fight scene. There were, there were extras in the background. I mean, they kind of acted like
Is this when they were dancing? They
Yeah.
saw somebody get murdered and they're like,
Yeah,
"Let's
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
dancing."
They're literally
yeah.
watching
Like-
the people
like they
die
were-
and they're still dancing.
they were just dancing when the as they were fighting. You know,
Mm-hmm.
That'd been cool to be in that scene though.
Cool. But think about like over the course of, because you know sometimes a filming day is 16 hours
Oh, I know.
and you're just wet
Yeah.
and dancing for hours and hours, just wet and dancing.
mm-hmm.
Better pay him good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you get paid
Miss-
extra if you get wet. I know
Miss-
this.
Mr. Rat, you do know this? Were you wet once on stage?
Yeah, when I was on Blockers, I was in a pool for like 7 hours straight. I was so pruny. I've never been that pruny in my life. I thought my feet were just gonna like pop. And they paid me like $50 more just because I was wet.
$50 like an hour? More an hour?
No,
Or just
for the day.
$50?
You know, back then, probably still the same. It's like you would do a day of filming. I don't know if this was your experience because I think you were a little higher up on the
Yeah,
totem
I
pole.
was a performer.
But an extra, like just a straight extra, you're making like $8 an hour for the first 8 hours, and then after that they give you time and a half, so it's what 14,
Yeah.
12 an hour.
Mm.
So it's not a lot of money. So making $50 more on there, you know, that's like it's a bunch of McDoubles.
Yes.
When you're in that college mindset and you're like, I eat McDoubles and ramen.
Ramen. I eat ramen.
Yeah,
Ramen.
noodles.
Noodles.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. Anyway, okay, so he finally takes down Killa,
Yeah.
throws him off a ledge, and he falls on his face on the stairs.
And then his face is just stuck in that.
He's-
That was hilarious. I'm sorry, but that was
it
just
was funny.
We were laughing, and no one else was.
I was laughing.
No one on our row.
I was laughing. He takes
the tooth to his
family.
Is that his sister? His adoptive sister, yeah. And
Katya?
yeah, Katya. She says, "Okay, we'll support you. We'll brand you." And I'll brand myself for some reason. That doesn't really make sense. You would think if she was doing that like all the time.
Does she have a lot of brands? I was thinking the same thing.
Right.
I was like, does she have these like all over her?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what other question I have?
What?
This is not on topic at all, but it is because we're talking about this movie and it's related to the movie, the film.
Yes.
If Mr. Nobody is just like doing his own thing and he's not associated with a family, like he's not associated with like a crime syndicate in any way, how does he have those gold coins to get the services?
Maybe he's just earned them. He's like a contractor.
Maybe. You know what else? What other thought I had?
Please.
You know how much money criminals make? Probably like the high table probably makes a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you think if you wanted John Wick dead and it had gotten to the point where like the high table itself is increasing the contract, it would be like 300 million, not we're gonna go from 13 to 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would be like a shit ton of money. Also, why didn't someone just take him out with a drone? What year is it?
Just like blow them up.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't you risk innocence?
Do they care? They're shooting people in the.
But there's rules to the game.
No,
There's rules to the game.
Are there? They're in Paris. By the way, I just want to say that John Wick in Paris is what people think is going to happen if we defund the police. That's what people.
That's true.
Literally,
that's true.
But they're in Paris. They're out by the Arc de Triomphe,
and
all the traffic's going, and they're just shooting, and they're taking out cars. At one point, a car stops to not hit John Wick. It's a civilian. John Wick gets behind that person's car, putting them in the line of fire.
That is true.
So, like, do they care? I know there's rules to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue that they had kind of gone into panic mode at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see your point.
It's not a deal breaker. I love movies, and this one in particular.
So let's talk about the duel and the night before the said duel. This is when shit goes crazy. We did mention that we kind of grazed over it a little bit, but we know Kane is still around. Kane has killed Koji in a very intimate and personal battle. That was very sad, where he gets killed.
And Akira, his daughter,
yes, vows
well, she doesn't vow, but he knows that she's gonna try and kill him.
Well,
and he says, "I'll be waiting for you."
Yes,
which is like a callback to like the Kill Bill movies. Have you seen Kill Bill?
A long time ago.
Where she kills Beatrix Kiddo, kills one of the assassin ladies, and her daughter's present, and the daughter's just like, "What the fuck? My mom just got killed by a cereal box." Because there was a gun in the cereal box and all that stuff. And she's like, when you grow up, if you're still raw about it, I'll be waiting for you. And he says, I'll be waiting for you, you know?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. And yeah, and she tells John, like, either you kill him or I will. But Kane is still around. Mr. Nobody's still around. And to try and avoid having to have this duel, the Marquis sends basically everybody in Paris after John Wick.
Well, they're just increasing the contract from 15 million to 20,
and they broadcast,
which doesn't feel like that big of a bump.
But they broadcast it from the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, because you know criminals have infested the Eiffel Tower.
They have, yeah. And then all hell breaks loose. So let's talk about that. What did you guys think of the night before the duel? Anybody?
I mean, it was awesome.
Should we talk about the shot?
Yeah, so they're going through, like, location to location, station to station, provocation to provocation, you know, on vacation in Paris.
Yep.
And they get to this, like, abandoned apartment complex. I assume Paris is just full of them. Like you can't
They must be.
fill up properties in Paris, right?
Must be.
And we get the shotguns with the
Dragon's breath.
rounds, which catch people on fire.
They're also
And-
like one-hit kills. I noticed.
Well,
Well, I'm just saying, like a lot of these shots, and they get shot and they jump back, and then
did you ever play Call of Duty Black Ops?
I have.
Chase has.
You
I
have?
not.
I have.
I have. But
I don't
didn't.
remember if it was Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, but in one of the games, you're in Vietnam, and you're like evacuating, and in one of the levels, you're like literally like trying to get to the helicopter to get out. You're like one of the last helicopters to get out before we like withdrew from Vietnam, and you find a Dragon's Breath shotgun,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like catching people on fire. It was awesome. So, do you remember that, Chase?
Vaguely, but yeah.
Cool. Hunter, what are you doing?
I had the wrong thing pulled up. I'm getting ready for movie sex.
Or are we done talking about the movie?
No, I'm just getting ready.
Tell us about the oneer. What is a oneer?
What?
What's a oneer?
I don't know.
What's a single a long tracking shot or a long shot?
Okay.
Called a oneer.
So in films,
In
I
the
didn't know it's called a oneer,
In
but
the film industry,
whatever.
doesn't know.
I'm kind of with Hunter. I don't know what a wonder is either.
So a oneer, as I'm now known as called, I just call it a long like a long shot, but is when you have either an entire scene or a sequence of events play out in one take. Okay, there you go. Whatever.
It's called a long take. It's a very
Yeah,
long,
I was right too.
uninterrupted camera shot.
Yeah. So
Oh.
if anybody has seen the movie 1917, that was not a oneer, but it is edited to look like a one shot.
Mm-hmm.
So is the movie Birdman. But basically, if like I'm thinking of some other ones, John Wick, the series has a lot of long shots, which I think really elevates its choreography and martial arts above other action films, because other action films are notorious for editing a bunch of stuff together, but it's so fast that you can barely tell what's going on. And so John Wick has already established that they are known for having the long takes and kind of letting you see the action play out. I'm thinking of, either of y'all watched The Haunting of Hill House?
Nope.
No? Oh, it's a great series.
With all the
You should watch it.
hidden ghosts.
All the hidden ghosts. There's one episode where
The cat
it
dies.
takes place in the funeral home, and it goes between the funeral home and like the present, then also the house in the past, and it's all one long shot. Like the episode is like a total of like 3 shots total. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it's really well done.
But there's a shot in this that takes place in this abandoned apartment building with the Dragon Breath shotguns, and it's an overhead shot. So you're looking down on this apartment complex.
It starts in the room though. It
Yeah,
starts.
it starts
He's
in
like
the
on
room.
the stairs and he's shooting upward, and then
And
it
it sort of pans out.
pans
and
out,
goes up.
goes overhead. Yeah.
And these are great because you always realize like halfway through that it's happening. Like you leaned over to me and you're like, "This has been one shot." I didn't realize it until you said that, and I was like, "Oh shit, you're so right."
And it continued for like 2.5 minutes after that.
Yeah. So in this shot, there's probably like 50 or 60 people involved. Maybe not that many. Maybe like 40 people involved.
It's a lot of people.
A lot of people. They go through like 4 or 5 different rooms. Lots of pyrotechnics. Lots of explosions. And the choreography and it's so precise because it never feels like it's someone's waiting on somebody to hit their cue. It's all so perfectly done.
Mhm.
And it's like 6 minutes and it's all one take. And it is just an absolutely masterpiece of a shot.
Now I will say that interview that I sent you that you didn't read because you're doing some music bullshit.
Yep.
They talk about, so Keanu is talking about that shot in particular, and he says that his gun obviously he wasn't shooting Dragon's Breath at people, and he would click, and they were doing it all based on counts. But I think they edited in a lot of the pyrotechnics because
Okay.
he's saying he wasn't seeing people on fire as he was shooting them.
Gotcha. That probably makes more sense. I don't know why I thought they'd actually lit people on fire.
That'd be insane.
But
Because how many things?
there's some
How many things would have to go right in a row? You know what I
that
mean?
is true.
Like,
There are some practical elements to this, I think.
yeah.
But you
Oh,
are
for
right.
sure.
I think somebody actually being on fire probably isn't actually real.
Well, they do that.
And the dog was CGI too. That's the only part of the entire movie
All the dog stuff?
No. On this in this shot,
Okay.
where I thought I can tell that's CGI because the way the guy was moving, I could tell he was
Yeah.
like they edited it, but like it's not your focal point anyway, so it kind of you can
Right.
speak by.
Yeah.
But this shot just goes on and on and on and on and on. It is just a masterclass of a. It is just. It's awesome. It's
Mhm.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome, Chase. It's awesome. I don't think Chase cares.
Do you think it was awesome?
I'm not going to pick that up because you're not talking to the microphone. Yeah, and you're not talking to the microphone.
Sorry.
Do you think it was awesome, Chase?
Is this the part where?
Were you asleep?
Yeah.
Oh no!
You didn't sleep
Wait,
through that
wait,
part, did
wait,
you?
There's no
what?
way you were
This was
asleep
near
at
the
this part.
beginning.
This is near the
This
end.
near the end.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's where they're looking down on the. You might have been asleep.
No,
Was this-
Chase, we have to go
Was
see
this
it again.
was this the the continuous overhead shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of that fight scene.
Yeah.
I probably was maybe. I don't know.
No. Well, let's go back and see it.
That's sad. We gotta go see it again.
No.
No,
see
we
it
don't have
again.
to. We don't have to.
It's an incredible shot. It really is an incredible shot.
I may have caught glimpses of it. I don't know.
You were dozing. Were you dozing?
Probably.
So from there, we forgot to say that we had this little heartfelt moment on the boat where John is like, loving father or loving husband.
Loving husband. Yeah.
I want my tombstone to say
They're talking about.
loving husband.
And what is the King's is like?
He's constipated. That's what it is.
The King's. What's the King say? Like long live the King or something like that.
Yeah.
And Winston's talking about, like, what's he gonna say? That's his life, or whatever. And John's like silent the whole thing. And then when he gets out, he's like, loving husband.
Yeah.
And they're like, excuse me? The fuck? And he's like, that's what I want mine to say. Loving husband.
Yeah.
And they just kind of go, okay,
Yep.
all right.
So I want to talk about the
The
stairs.
stairs, man. Talk about the stairs, please.
So there's
There's famous stairs, right?
these-
'Cause
yeah.
There's like 300 of them, whatever.
It's like 278 or something like that. I don't
Okay.
know. Anyways, there's a bunch of stairs, and he's got to get up them.
He has like 15 minutes.
And
Because if you're late, you get shot, right? You get killed.
yeah, it's automatic
Execution.
execution. And there's
Please
just
put
so
that
many
back to-
people.
Huh?
You saw the stairs.
I did.
Okay.
So many people on the stairs. He's got to shoot him in the head, shoot him in the face, head face,
Mm-hmm.
and then get up the stairs. And he gets
Gotta
kicked.
shoot him in the head,
Yeah,
and then shoot him in the head face,
and then just head face.
and then just
He had to do
head face.
this.
Yeah,
He had to do this all before sunrise.
right.
603.
He's doing, he's got his pistol, but he runs out of bullets, so he throws that gun, picks up another gun, bam, 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 throws the gun, does, takedown moves and breaks people's necks, boom, boom, pow, pow, and then
Yeah.
he gets up the
Yep,
stairs.
perfect.
And then that guy that won't die,
Yeah. The dude in like the tan suit. Or whatever.
yeah,
the gray
tan suit man who won't die, kicks him down the stairs.
All the stairs.
Like all the way to the bottom.
Now that was a stuntman
Who fell,
who fell down all those stairs
I'd hope so.
multiple times. It was a
It
stuntman.
was a stunt double.
Yeah.
Well, Keanu Reeves is like 60 years old, so.
What I mean is, it wasn't just CGI. It was,
Oh, that's somebody actually did it.
yeah, someone fell down those stairs.
Ouch.
Like, I'm sure I hope they had like elbow pads.
Some sort of padding built into their suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I hate to say this because it was very frustrating because like I was like this dude, I hate him. But I was like waiting for the shoe droppers, like he's gonna get knocked down the stairs.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked much. Sorry, I want to come back to it about the Marquis, about how good a villain he was.
He was a good
He
villain.
was good. He did the little Joker lick thing.
Yeah, where he licked his lips and then said something.
But he's up at the top waiting, and so he's the one who like kept increasing the bounty.
By small increments. I'm telling you, they have plenty of money.
But by this point, he's starting to get nervous. Excuse me. Also, we didn't say that Mr. Nobody was trying to keep John Wick alive to drive up the price,
Yeah.
and then got the price he wanted, $40 million or whatever.
Was about to kill John Wick,
And then John Wick saves his dog.
saves his dog, and then he's like,
And he's like, oh, okay,
my pooper.
maybe he's all right.
He saved my pooper.
Saved him. Which, Chase, you haven't seen any of the first ones. I might not tell you because I don't want to spoil anything for you.
No, that's cool.
What?
What?
So you haven't seen the first one, so
No, I haven't.
I'll go ahead and tell you. John Wick, in the first one, his wife dies, and his wife gets him a puppy, and then his puppy gets killed.
Oh, that's sad.
So this all started because his puppy gets killed. So in this one, when he saves that dog, it's more than just saving a dog. He's saving his dog. You know what I mean? It's more.
Mm-hmm.
But he falls all the way down the stairs, and then
Kane,
who was I guess going to be late too, apparently. Well, I
yeah,
guess
he's like,
not.
what time is it? I don't know.
Yeah, and so they have, and I love this. They're like, we've got 2, maybe 3 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was like, I'm gonna time this shit because they had to go all the way back up the stairs.
It was longer than 3 minutes. I'm sorry.
They get there. I
That
checked
was
my
probably
watch.
that was probably the longest 3 minutes ever.
I checked my watch at 10:45, and they walked up to the duel desk at 10:48.
Okay, but what if it was like the very beginning of 10:45, and then they got there at the very end of 10:48?
Does
That's-
that
that's-
count as 4 minutes?
Yeah.
No. No.
Well, it's more than 3.
Well, it's not 4 yet.
The sun was peeking over
If
the.
it was 6:03 and they got there at 6:03 and 58 seconds, is that still 6:03? Technically speaking, yes, it is.
I would argue against that. If you have to be there, like if I was like, damn it, Melinda, if you're not here by 6 p.m., I'm leaving you. And then Melinda got there at 6 p.m. and 58 seconds. Sorry, Melinda.
No, I would say you are not a man of your word then because she got there.
Because she wasn't there by 6 p.m. Like when 6 p.m. began, Melinda was late.
Splitting hairs.
No.
Just split a hair.
You know, I didn't want to bring up Melinda.
All right, it's time to duel. It's time to duel.
Okay.
What'd you think of the duel, y'all?
I liked the dueling pistols. I think it is. Now I realize he got his butt kicked. At one point, he fell out of a building like 40 feet and landed on a dumpster.
Yes.
So
true.
he's hurt, right? He's not doing so hot. But the idea that John Wick with a dueling pistol, who is like the king of headshots, would miss Kane multiple times. Either he was doing it on purpose because he didn't want to kill his friend,
Maybe.
or he turned into a stormtrooper.
You can't shoot.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I appreciate how the film ended. I do. But it's crazy to me that he didn't kill Kane. Unless he was intending not to kill Kane.
Yeah, and I think that might be it. I think maybe they both kind of were playing at a long game, maybe. Because we do get a couple moments here that I think are genuinely funny. One, we have the Marquis goes up to Kane and is like, "Thank you, daughter." He's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So Kane obviously wants him dead too. He's done. He's tired of it. But then the funniest line was when
Is this the part where? Is this the one
he
where he
goes up- he
says?
goes up to Winston.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Winston goes, just fucking kill him.
No,
or something
no.
like that.
No, no,
So
no.
John's like, "Any last words?" And he goes
have,
like,
have fun out there.
"Just have fun out there."
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That was funny.
He's
actually.
like, "Have fun out there."
yeah, have fun
Yeah.
out there.
Winston. But then he's just like, "Just kill him."
Yeah.
But who's he talking about? Not Kane, obviously.
Yeah.
Talking about what's his actual name?
De Gramont.
Deguillemont.
I think it's Vincent De
And
Gramont.
so I'm wondering if Kane kind of knew, like, kind of had an idea,
Yeah.
because the last shot, the third shot, John never fires,
Right.
and he falls to the ground, and so then the Marquis wants to finish it himself. So before
He claims coup de grace. So whereas normally Kane would be doing that, he's saying, I'm stepping in for the person who's acting on my behalf.
yes,
I'm claiming coup de grace.
yeah,
So at that point, he's in the duel.
exactly, yes, fair game, and because of that, Kane knows to make clear that his daughter is safe
Yeah.
before giving him the gun, and John, still alive, having not fired his bullet, waits for him, and then Winston's like, "You're a moron," and then shoots him in the head,
Yeah. Yep.
and then John
Passes.
asks Winston to take him home, which
Right.
I knew the look in Winston's face. I was like, John's gonna die, because I don't know. John's been shot before. I was like, maybe he'll survive.
Didn't John get shot in the same place that Kane got shot one round prior,
Yes.
but Kane lives? Why?
Maybe it was farther in. I don't know.
Maybe it was on the other side and he got like the liver or something.
Maybe it's just because Kane didn't have to go through what John went through the night before.
Yeah, maybe. That
There
makes
was
sense.
one part where I don't remember if it was Kane or John Wick. One of them didn't shoot at the on that duel.
Yeah, John didn't.
Yeah.
shoot the
Yeah, he
last
didn't
one.
shoot. Yeah, he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
And then he just sits down, and he says hey to his wife, and he passes. I knew John had to die for this series to end. He had to.
Yeah, the interview that I sent you, the first thing that they were like, so why'd you make John Wick 4? And Chad Stahelski's like, well, John had to die somehow. He can't just, not die. He's taken on the table.
Yeah.
So that was like the whole premise of the film was that they had to kill John. I
appreciate when a series is not afraid to do that because it had to happen.
I think that now that his obligation to the high table has been fulfilled, John Wick is dead, but Jardani lives, and he's farming, and his arm's all messed up, But
So he's Thanos.
he looks out at the world and sees that there's enough resources for
There's
everyone.
balance.
Yeah, and he's
And then somebody flies in from space and cuts his head off. Yeah.
Which, why didn't they do that earlier? Like, why did they let him just chill for so long?
Yeah, no, I appreciated that. Like, it was like, I know some people who were really, really mad and just fuming because they killed James Bond at the end of No Time to Die.
But if Daniel Craig's done.
Daniel Craig's done, but they were like, you can't kill the character. Like, you can't kill James. I was like, bro, he has to die.
Yeah.
He has to come to meet his end at some point. And this felt, and I appreciated that in No Time to Die, and I appreciated it here. I think it was a really good fitting to the end.
Right. Right. Even though he's not dead.
There's still rumors that they'll do a John Wick 5.
How? How could they name it John Wick 5? I could see them.
I don't think they are. I don't want them to.
I could see them naming it Akira and the decimation of the high table or something. But how could they name it John Wick?
See, I appreciate that. I don't know if you knew this, Chase, but there's a spin-off, The Ballerina, is going to be made, and John Wick is in that. It's a prequel, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that kind of stuff. If you want to see more of the world, by all means, but don't bring him back somehow. I don't want that.
Don't bring John back?
Yeah.
But he didn't die. Do we see him take his last breath?
Yes.
Do we? He just falls over.
No.
You know who else?
There's an exhale. There's like a.
Do you know who else has an exhale? Do you know who else has an exhale but turns out to be alive?
No.
Drive.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling in Drive.
The kid.
He has an exhale. You think he's dead, and then all of a sudden, real human being, and then he moves, and he's alive, and he starts driving away.
The real hero.
Yep.
Real human
being.
Bum, 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 bum. Da da da
Da da
da
da
da. Do you know this song, Chase?
I do know that song, actually.
Do you really?
Real Hero? I've heard it before.
Real human being.
Yeah.
Human being. And that's it. That's the end of the movie.
And then, uncharacteristically, we get a post-credit scene. It features
Kang.
Kang.
Kane.
And
there is no G. It's Kane.
It's multiverse. It's Kane.
It's Kang and Doctor Strange is there.
Oh no. Oh no.
And
it's Akira, right? And she's walking up, and she's about to give a stabby stab.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I thought she was gonna kill Kane.
She probably did.
I thought she was going to kill because
his daughter?
He took away the thing that she loved the most, her father, I think.
Her family.
Her family, yeah. So I thought that she was gonna just throw the knife at the poor violin player. Are they in New Orleans? It looked like they were outside the church in New Orleans.
Maybe.
Both times.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Cool. There it is. Chase, we're gonna ask you because you're a guest today, sitting in. But is John Wick Chapter 4 good?
It is.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
It is good.
Would you say it's good, or would you say it's the best movie ever made?
That remains to be seen. You said that and it gave me indigestion.
That's what I do.
I do want to say that it is, without a doubt, in my heart of hearts, that this film deserves a Golden Good nomination for this year.
Golden Good. There you go, people.
There you
go.
I think this
The newest nominee for the Golden Good Awards.
The newest nominee.
The newest nominee is John Wick Chapter 4 for the Golden Good.
Why are you yelling?
I don't know.
See,
I'm tired.
it's when you do it, you have to wait until the person actually talks.
For the Golden Good.
If I just open
For
my
the Golden
mouth,
Good, John Wick 4.
Now you're doing
I
it.
think, personally, this was 100% my idea,
It's better.
that John Wick 4 should be nominated for Golden Good.
Yeah.
You should have thought of that, Zach.
Not only that, I believe that this film will be based on its technical aspects, the writing, the action, the choreography, costume design, set design. I think this film is going to be heavily represented at the Oscars next year.
I think it's going to be an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be for something. For something. Yeah. Okay, cool. Every movie sucks.
Yeah, so
Every movie sucks.
Every
movie sucks. No, every rose has its thorns on her. Just like
movie sucks.
Yeah, there you go. Just like every.
We were
I don't
both
know.
silent still in the dead of the night.
You're at a different part in the song. We were in the chorus.
Both lie close together. We feel miles apart inside.
People love this movie, Hunter. You know, it's rare that a movie on Letterboxd is higher than like 4. Normally, like we did Women Talking and it was in the 3s. It was like 3.7.
What is this?
This is a 4.2.
Wow.
They gave it a 4. They gave it a 4.2, or just or
Like
we
the
go.
average review is a 4.2, which means the majority of people think it's a 5-star film. I would say.
okay.
Here
4.2
you
is
go.
pretty close.
This might be trolling. I'm not sure. This is from Cinebuzz, half star. Come on, people. I like ultraviolence, but this is boring as shite. When we have a swordsman, at least chop off someone's head. Nope. It is all so repetitive. No original views, kills, or anything. Just a long list of movies the director did not see or did not understand. And he gives a list. Bullet, Ichi the Killer, Nobody, The Raid, Ong Bak, I don't know, Zotochi, Tokyo Drifter, Atomic Blonde, Super Kick-Ass, even Ghost Rider is pure cinematic bliss compared to this. What a mediocre shit show. Cinema is dead. If this gets 4-star reviews in most media, Cinema's dead if this gets 4-star reviews. Did nobody see Battle fucking Royale? Here we go. The complete Wick series can't even hold a candle to one scene in the Batman where the Joker does a pencil trick. Infidels.
Infidels. Good Lord.
Infidels.
Who thinks this movie is boring? This movie was badass.
Yeah, this movie was bad. That's right, Chase.
I got one more if you want to.
No, I've got one. I was trying to look at a bad movie opinion that this person had so I could call it out. Okay, I have one.
Okay.
Poop Scoop review says more like John Wick chapter bore.
Oh wow, amazing.
Here's one that's important because I leaned over to you in the theater when this happened. At what point Mr. Nobody gives his dog beer? This review, half-star review, says do not feed alcohol to your pets, which is true. It's toxic.
It's very, very bad for them.
It will kill them.
Molly, half star, says, I'm so serious. I think this is literally my least favorite film I've ever seen. Nothing, and I mean literally nothing in this film was redeeming. I don't care if I missed the point. This was literally the worst movie ever made. I need you guys to never let me watch a John Wick movie ever again. Thanks.
These sound like
Wow.
non John Wick fans.
They're
Yeah.
not John Wick films.
The Mist and All says, the person I was sitting next to in the theater stank. He was definitely a fan of this franchise. Yeah. The yeah was a part of the review, not the. I wasn't agreeing.
All right.
That's funny.
Let's see here. I'm gonna do one more.
They should make a lady John Wick. Call it
Chick Wick. I see that one.
Wick.
Chick
Yeah.
Wick.
This is so long. Hold on. I want to find a good one.
This
Wow.
is the
sorry.
movie of all time.
This is the movie.
Yeah, the movie of all time.
Here we go. Half star. Wow, what a grandiose disaster of a movie. Worst movie of the year so far. I am a big fan of John Wick, but this is just very cheap, uninspired, boring chaos of bad CGI and worse writing. I can't take one more trophy room fight with neon light installations with random placed glass objects and magical tailored Kevlar suits. I am done.
Tell Kizzle says blue ass.
Blue ass.
Blue ass.
All right, time for shindigs.
Sure, yeah. It's time for shindigs.
Time for shindigs, yeah. All right, I got a little bit of news. I didn't do a lot because I've been paying attention. We have another update on the saga of The Rock versus DC. So apparently The Rock said that Shazam, this is some side spoilers. We haven't seen Shazam yet, but
We haven't seen
we haven't
Shazam.
seen it. Sean Connery.
I don't think y'all done a Shazam podcast yet.
We haven't done the new Shazam, but this says that The Rock said Shazam could not use the Justice Society in a cameo.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of Shazam, I was supposed to have Hawkman recruiting Shazam to set up a conflict between Shazam and Black Adam, and cut Shazam out of a Black Adam post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock apparently wanted the DC universe to be completely centered around Black Adam and Superman. So he is now being blamed for the failure of Black Adam and Shazam too. Probably accurate. Anyway, a couple little more things. Barry Keoghan is in talks to play the villain in Gladiator 2, which is Ridley Scott is doing it again, and that's what's his face, the dude from the first one. What's his name? Not Kurt Russell. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe. And then Anne Hathaway and Michaela Coel are to star in A24's Mother Mary. And then, as of this morning, we got our first full look at Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn in Joker 2.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Thought she looks pretty good.
John Wick has debuted, I guess this is including Thursday night and then yesterday, 29.4 million. It's projected to reach 70 million by the end of the weekend.
Awesome.
That's way higher than, well, not way higher, but that's higher than John Wick Chapter 3, 2, or 1.
And it's by far the highest rated. It's like 95% right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
The director's cut's supposed to be 3 hours and 45 minutes.
hell yeah.
I'd get that on 4K and just like make a day of it, you know? I'm trying to see if there's any other movie news because we were kind of light.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention.
This week on movie news. Sing me a song, Hunter.
This week on movie news.
They're already working on an extended cut of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, which has not come out yet.
Oh my gosh. He's doing the the Snyder Con comes up soon.
Very soon, I think.
It's like they're doing all 3 Snyderverse movies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zach, give us a brave minute.
All right, so we're
And I'm
less
going to go get whiskey while you're doing that.
we're less than a week away from opening day. Chase, baseball. We're less than a week away from opening day. Braves are looking really good. Matt Olson's hitting balls out of the park. Ozzy Albies is going to be healthy. Ronald Acuna is going to be healthy. Eddie Rosario looks like he can see again. Marcell Ozuna, while he's had his off-field issues, he's a part of the team, and he's been hitting well. And it just looks like we're poised to have a strong start to the season, which we did not have last year. And, I just hope... Chase, we're going to have to go to a couple of Braves games this year. Do you like going to Braves games?
Yeah,
We're going to have to go to some.
let's go.
What teams do you want to see? Do you care who we
No.
see?
I'm not picky, so no.
Okay. Hunter, who do you want to see this year? Who do you want to go see play the Braves?
Oh, Dodgers or the Mets? Or the Phillies?
They're all coming in the same week.
No, I know, but I tried to pick a few games. I think it's Dodgers and Mets. Is what I
Yeah.
tried to slam,
Is that what you got?
I think so. Yeah,
Dodgers and Mets?
I think so. I think
Hell
I think
yeah.
I got one of each.
You got
I
4
gotta-
tickets?
I got to make sure that,
Is that
we can go. That I can go those days. But I snagged a couple.
4 tickets?
4 tickets. Yeah.
If you can't go those days, just give them to me and I'll find a use for
No,
them.
we can't.
Why not?
It's,
How would they
it's-
know?
It's because they had to send the tickets to an employee.
Send them to you and then you send them to me.
I'm not going to
telling
break
you.
the rules. I love my job. I love my company.
Did you just break the fucking cork?
Yes.
Rip.
We're
Rip.
back. Okay, we're back. We're going to do Fireball.
You didn't. Oh, did you unpause it?
Yeah, we are recording.
Okay.
Um,
We're doing fireball shots.
Mm-hmm.
whiskey shots.
Well, yeah, fireball whiskey
Zach,
shots.
not Zach. Jack was here earlier,
Yep.
Whiskey's brother.
which is Whiskey's brother.
Did you hear about Oppenheimer's runtime?
It's a not. What is it?
I don't know
That's
yet.
a lot.
Jesus, Hunter.
Pour me some of that fireball.
Hunter,
Yeah.
you're pouring large shots.
What can I say? I want to party. All right.
Around 3 hours.
Wow. I'm cool
You
with that.
should get that out on my birthday too.
Yeah. You want to come hang out for Chase's birthday?
Yeah. When's your
Trey's going to be here.
Yeah, Trey will be here too.
when's your birthday, Chase?
So
22nd.
it is April 22nd, and it falls on a Saturday this year.
Well, then it's time to party.
Yeah, we're going to throw down. All right, cool. This is To Whiskey.
Turning 34.
To whiskey.
34. Chase is old as hell.
I know. I'm an old guy. To whiskey.
To Whiskey. Here we go. Bottoms up, right? Ready?
That was a mouthful of Fireball.
I poured too much for us. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Sorry. That was too much.
Woo.
Ugh. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Where can they find us, Hunter?
Let me drink some water. You can find us on Twitter. Twitter at BIIG Podcast. You can email us at BIIGpodcast@gmail.com. You can send Chase some nudes at 678-123-4567. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure who it is. You can follow us on Instagram at But Is It Good Podcast. That's also the same handle for TikTok and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Hunter Callahan Music. Follow Zach at Zach to the number, the THA future.31. Chase, what's your Instagram handle?
It's a
MC Callahan.
my Instagram handle is mccallahan89.
Follow Chase. He does geocaching and stuff.
I do geocaching and a little bit of magic here and there.
Why wouldn't they
You
let
can
us
follow him. What's your Sorry, what's your TikTok handle?
My TikTok handle is Chase the Magic Man
Chase the Magic Man.
Why wouldn't Geocache let us hide a cache in the movie theater?
because it would not get approved.
Why not?
Because you can't hide geocaches in a movie theater.
Is that in the bylaws of
Even if I
Geocache?
tried to, it wouldn't get approved.
Yeah, I don't think it can be inside of a building.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not movie theater.
You could have hid it like in the lamppost at the movie theater.
You can hide it
parking
in lampposts or light posts or either in the woods.
What if you just say it's on top of the movie theater?
I don't know if that would get approved either.
So you couldn't hide one in a mall, but you could hide one outside of a mall?
You can hide it outside of a mall, yeah.
lot. One day we should do a movie. We should review a podcast mobily while you look for geocaches.
While
And
I
we'll
look-
just give like commentary.
Yeah.
Wait, while I look for
And
geocaches,
we'll be like, okay,
how would that work?
we're like in the woods now.
So you've got a
Oh,
GoPro.
I don't have a GoPro actually.
Okay, well,
Buy a GoPro.
Buy a GoPro? Okay.
we will figure that out, but you will be in the woods with a GoPro,
Okay.
and we will be providing
I'll have it-
commentary.
I'll have it on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll just talk about you.
And every 5 seconds, you'll be out in the woods, and every 5 seconds, I'll be like, Chase, there's a bear to your left. And you'll look, and there's no bear, and I'll be like, I fucking got him.
Got him.
I got him again.
Got him again.
How many geocaches? I know we're way over. I want to ask this question, and I
That's
want to
fine.
ask it on the air. How many geocaches do you think are in Disneyland?
Shoot. I don't I haven't even looked. There's probably a good bit in Disneyland right now. Or Disneyland.
There's a
Let me ask you this.
A lot of real estate there.
How
lot of
many,
things.
how many geocaches have you found?
I was just getting ready to say that. I have found 1,999 geocaches. Almost
2,000 is right around the corner.
almost 2,000. So yeah,
That's absolutely insane.
2,000 is my next milestone. So yeah.
We gotta have a bicentennial geocache episode.
Bicentennial, bi-millennium.
Bi-millennial, yeah. Yeah.
We should do that.
That'd be fun.
When are you going to go find it?
I don't know. I want to find a good one for my 2,000th.
2,000?
Yes.
When did you start doing this?
Geocaching?
Yeah.
I started geocaching back in 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right, because during the apocalypse, I went with you. I think you came once or twice, too.
Yeah.
And
10 years. That's
yeah.
wild.
And when I started working at NCR, that's where I met Alan Ross, and he
Alan
did
got you in.
and he did
Alan.
geocaching.
I know you listen to this podcast, Alan.
Alan.
We love you, Alan. We'll see you at the show.
Alan, you're awesome.
Alan Ross, he's a good dude. He's a cool guy. I like Alan. You met Alan.
Yeah, I've met Alan.
He's also a DJ at Summit Racing Equipment.
That's awesome.
That is true. All right, cool. Are we good? Anything else, anybody?
I mean, I could keep talking for
I could too.
We can keep talking if you want to.
Years and days.
I can cut this if I want to, or I might just leave it on.
We want to talk about.
I don't care.
Y'all want to go to Waffle House?
I would love to go to Waffle House. That sounds super good right now.
Yeah, it's the Fireball, and then Waffle House.
How long are you gonna be down today? Are you gonna be down for the wall?
So my plan for the rest of the day. No, I'm staying down here today. So whenever we're done here, if we go to Waffle House, that'll be fine. I gotta go home and let Athena out, take her for a walk, love on her for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go over to my brother's place for just a couple hours for like dinner, and then I'll be down here tonight.
I probably can't go to Waffle House now because I need help with Hollis because my mom didn't help me out. But like,
I wouldn't mind going. I wouldn't mind going to Waffle House tonight.
I wouldn't be against the Waffle House tonight if you want to go to Waffle House.
And you're not gonna flake like eczema.
I mean, we just gotta plan it.
Okay.
I do have a child.
Okay.
I'm a responsible.
We can knock him out at 8 p.m., right?
He's gonna be in bed by 8 o'clock at the latest, bro.
Okay, so we can knock him out by 8 p.m., right?
Well, don't knock him out. That's abuse.
No, not like.
He will probably be in his crib by like 7:30.
The cork is in there, Hunter. Did you push it in?
Did you push the cork in?
You see it floating on top of the wild turkey?
Yeah, it must have.
Is it floating?
Yes.
All I did was pull the thing. Wild turkey's gross anyway.
Yeah, it's for the
best.
best.
Later. All right, I'm gonna cut this off. Thanks for listening to. This was a fun one. I had a good time.
He's talking about a tumor on his left elbow. We're going to cut it off, but we're going to record the whole thing. So I'm going to go get the rusty knife.
Oh, great.
Oh, my gosh.
What's it called? Tinnitus? No.
A tinnitus?
Tetanus?
Or
Tinnitus.
I don't know.
Tinnitus is your ears ring.
Yeah, it's been a day, guys. It's been a day. All right. I'm going to stop it. Boop.
But is it good podcast? Yeah.